Hello. Well, I hope this is live. This is the first time I've actually done this. So this is going to be a trial and error on this show. Welcome to the P.G.M Show. If you're watching, I got 9 subscribers probably saying, "What the hell am I doing on live?" And I can't see you or hear you. I hope you can hear me because you'll be doing the deaf thing and probably the blind thing or something like that. I have, if I can do this correctly, I'm not sure how to do this correctly. To introduce a good friend of mine, Alex Grieg. I did actually say in a blurb, sorry about the picture of Alex. I haven't explained to him about that, but I will once I get him on. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this and get him on. How is it? Tap that. Wow, there
Here
he
I
is.
am.
Yeah, put you in big screen. Oh, what's that? Yeah. Oh, there's a big square in the middle of your face.
Oh, that's me.
Is that you?
Hold on, can I get rid of that? Yeah, that's me. Don't know if I can get rid of it.
That's all right. Oh.
No,
That's fine.
didn't think of that, did I?
All right, that's fine. Anyway, welcome to this brand new show of mine. It's called the P.G.M Show. Of course, that's my initials. And I thought, well, let's get an actor on the show or actors on the show. I don't know how long I'm gonna do that because sometimes actors say yes and sometimes actors say no and sometimes they want to be paid. I can't do that. So let's see how that goes. Anyway, Alex, I haven't seen you in donkey's years.
Indeed.
Actually, I have. You've been working at Noel Leeming's. So I just want to ask you, really, tell me a little bit about yourself first.
Well, I'm an actor. I've been acting for about 20 years, mainly theatre, but bits and pieces on film, television, as much as I can. But yeah, a lot of theatre. Been doing that since I was like 17, 18. So yeah. That's a bit about myself.
Eh?
That's a bit about myself.
What have you done recently on stage?
Recently on stage. I haven't actually done a lot on stage since the beginning of the pandemic, but I did do a show in the Fringe last year, which was done in a flat in town, just a small flat, very hot. It was the middle of summer. That was called Razor Boys. It was with a good friend of mine, Johnny Potts, who also coincidentally wrote the show.
What else have you been actually doing before COVID? Did you?
But before COVID, yeah, I had actually just was wearing the suit in a show about a month before the first lockdown started. That was called The Surprise Party, and that was on at Circa. So I was playing the leader of a very small political party that ended up becoming the majority winner of the vote.
You've done a few extra jobs because I've been on one of these extra jobs that you were on as well. Have you? I know I asked this so many times. Have you had any work being on film? I mean, being on movies lately?
Yes. So over the last year or so, I did manage to pick up a couple of ads, which was great. So I did those during the I guess over the last year. And in terms of film, I've done a few little short films, student films. Been like you say, extra on a couple of bigger sort of Hollywood films. Managed to pick up a couple of lines here and there, but nothing major lately, I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
See, Alex and I was in this movie called Emperor. Was actually partially shot here, right, Alex?
Yes,
Partially
yes.
shot somewhere else. And Alex here, he was an MP and military policeman, and I was the shortest non-commissioned US officer in the entire army or navy or whatever it was. But that was a bit of a blast. That was my return to extraing for a long time. And I was a bumbling mess. But that's not this. This is not about me. But what made you become an actor? Really?
Ooh. Well,
Horrible,
I guess
horrible segue, by the way. Horrible segue. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I guess I loved performing. I'd do little shows for my parents when I was very young. My sister was very instrumental in that, and I guess I when I was about 12, I got like a lead role in the school end of year show, and I loved it. So I just kind of got into drama when I went to high school, and it was one of the only subjects that I was any good at. So I just decided to move to Wellington and do it. So that's what I did.
Did you have any aspirations? I know you're a good actor and you've been in movies as well. Did you have any? This is kind of a big question. I don't know whether you can answer this or not, but anyway, have a stab at it. Did you have any aspirations of doing a Taika Waititi or doing even a Jermaine Clement or Brett McKenzie and another guy, Johnny Bruff, to actually move forward?
I mean, that is absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have the success that those guys have had. I am working on it, but yeah, it's tough out there. But you keep knocking on those doors and hope that one day one of them opens. Yeah,
because it's another segue to it. You told me once that you had a bit of a biggish bit in a movie coming up. Can you share anything
yes.
of that?
There's definitely not big. Definitely not big. The movie's big, but I can't say anything more than that.
Right. Okay.
But no, my part is just teeny.
It's not Avatar 3 yet, is it?
No. It'll whatever I did, it'll probably end up on the cutting room floor anyway. So we won't worry too much about that.
Titanic 2, The Raising of the Dead. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
Come back, Jack.
Coming on my door, which is big enough for both of us. It was a big mistake, wasn't it? Okay. So, what would you give? And that's probably the last few questions, but we'll put it in the middle here. What would you give an aspiring actor or actress to become what you do?
Get out there and do it. Just go door knocking. Go to see shows at Circa, at Bats. Talk to people. Get amongst it. Get yourself an agent. Just start auditioning. Just do it.
Because that's really all it is, isn't it?
Mm.
I know from my experience, getting an agent is second to none, but I'm not in partially your league. I'm more of an extra actor, not an actor. But it is a hard being an actor in New Zealand, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
You have to have a job to sustain. How does that? How do you juggle that?
It's a very difficult balance. Yes, very, very difficult balance. Luckily, I am in a position where I have a good working relationship with my boss, so I am able to balance that out. I generally work weekends, so I have weekdays free as well, which is good for the film industry. Not so great for the theatre industry, but I'm able to work around things. My boss is very generous with that.
And you kind of have to have a boss like that, wouldn't you? I mean,
Yes.
especially what you just said about if you get a show, because they rehearse and they rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. That's paramount, really, isn't it?
Yes.
To your career, if you want to go for anything big, if you
Yes.
want to get to that height, like a Johnny Bruff or a Taika Waititi, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not really. It's a closed question, isn't it? Yeah, it's just actually searching my brain. I'm live here, gentlemen. Please join us. Yes, I'll do a little bit of a push and a jingle on air. Watch this P.G.M Show live here now. Talking to my friend Alex Grieg, who's an actor and also works at Nine Lemons. If you're in New Zealand, but he is here talking about his career and his career path on acting. Now, as I am searching around for questions in my tiny little brain, I've known you since God knows how long, right?
Yes.
And I'm searching around for a bloody question on that, and it's not. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. I know you said get out in there and do it, but it is difficult. Could you
It is.
elaborate on that a wee bit so I can, in my tiny little brain, can think other.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so New Zealand is a small country. Obviously, we have a very small population. So, in terms of film work, there's not a huge amount of audience to capture. Obviously, we do still have a very large population in scale, but there isn't a huge amount of money out there for things like film or television, or definitely not stage. Creative New Zealand obviously does have a hand in supporting the arts in that respect, but there's only a small amount to go around because there's only a small amount of the tax dollar can go on things like theatre, ballet, opera, etc. So there's a lot of things that Creative New Zealand has to support, and all that money has to be fairly proportionate, distributed to those companies, those people. And in terms of film, there's just really not a lot of money around to go. So getting the international Hollywood type films into the country is vital for the film economy, I guess. Especially considering we have such a huge workforce of crew. But we have a massive workforce of actors, and it's just there's not a lot of work to go around. So you've got to take what you can get when you can get it, and you may not always be front and center. You may be in the background. You may be off to the side. You may be just the last person over that hill before the camera cuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of actors.
You got to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of actors who actually write and direct their own stuff in this country because of that.
Yes.
Like your mates who you know, Jermaine Clement and Brett McKenzie, to be one group. I think Flight of the Conchords was international. 2 Kiwis, and plus Reece Darby, and he's gone off to America now. So, or does he live here in New Zealand? I'm not too certain. But yeah, it's a problem having that overflow of actors. And do you all go into, let's say, an audition, right, and see everyone else in this country? Have we got that same problem?
Generally speaking, when I go for auditions, I am seeing similar people every time, because an audition is looking for a specific look that I may fall into, and there'll be 10 or 20 other people that have similar sort of looks to me. So I do tend to see the same people, but every now and again, you see someone new and it's like, oh, hey, who's this?
It's not an ongoing question, but it's what you said before about getting the international films. Do we have to thank directors like James Cameron for getting you into films like that?
Well, yeah, James Cameron, as an example, is someone that has definitely sort of committed himself to New Zealand, I guess, by buying property here and living here for the most part, not always, but there's heaps of other producers, directors that have all made that call to shoot here because of various reasons, whether it's the scenery, whether it's the tax cuts, or whatever. But there's so many that you do have to take your hat off to and say thanks for coming over here and employing the likes of me.
Not me this time. Anyway, I don't know. But I'm out. I'm out of the extra acting game, if you didn't know that already, because I changed my talent agent about 3 times, and the third time I didn't like my talent agent. They couldn't get work for me, and they were just a pain in the ass. But that's me again. It's not about me. But you've had, and you still have a good agent, though, right?
Yes. No, I have a fantastic agent. I like my agent very much. She is always in contact with me and is always pushing me to do my best and putting me forward for things, which is fantastic.
And that's paramount, again, isn't it?
Yes.
To have a good agent working for you who is not going to hinder you. Or, I'm sorry, Cam Talent, you won't be watching this anyway. You've got to have a talent agent who works for you, and have that little, and have not so many hands-on people, different agents for different jobs. That's what was in Cam Talent, right? You have different people handling you on different jobs or getting you different jobs, and not just one person or 2 people. Do you know what I mean? It's like a company kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't like that very much. So you're very lucky to have. Can I say the agent's name? What's the agent's name?
Yeah, absolutely. Red Rocket, Jude Lane at Red Rocket. Yeah. She's amazing.
Because they've been around for years now, right?
Yes, yeah. I can't remember when I joined them, but been around for many years.
I guess to it. I'm gonna explain why I'm getting actors on my show, and that's because I'm trying to find a link to, and there is a link to actors, to movies, movie reviews, TV, and actually action figures, right? And that's the link. That's why I'm getting Alex here or actors here to actually say that Okay, Alex is an actor, a New Zealand actor. He hasn't got an action figure, but he's an actor all the same. That's the explanation I can give you. That's I'm just trying to actually have a show where it links together, and I think it does, right? I mean, if I'm asking you, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, yes,
So,
absolutely. I mean, it's all linked. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, sorry, it's a horrible, stupid question, but I'm trying to, yeah. Everyone out there, hello. Ben McKinnon on the P.G.M Show. That's a filler. It's a good filler, isn't it? Talking to Alex Grieg, a good friend of mine, known for years. He's been a great support for me. Even when I lost my, was it my mum or something like that? So I've known him for years. He's a good man. And would you? Here's another one out of my head. Would you fly anywhere in the world? Are you allowed to do that with your agent's permission, or if they get you a
Yes.
job out in the country, out of the country?
Yes.
Yeah. I know that was a yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd love to fly to England, the US, Australia, Burkina Faso, maybe not Burkina Faso, but yeah, I'd absolutely love that opportunity to do something like that. At this stage, the only other country I've visited is for my acting is Auckland.
Yeah. So you would be pleased to get an international option to do that.
Absolutely.
Do your agents cater for that?
Yes, I mean she can do. It's not something that is very easy to do, and I don't think she pursues it because obviously other countries have their own ways of casting things. So I haven't been approached or put forward, I don't think, for anything outside of the country. But that's not to say that if the opportunity didn't come knocking, that I wouldn't take it, or that she would decline it.
Would you be allowed to actually get an international agent and two agents, one in
Uh,
New Zealand and one somewhere else?
As far as I understand, I'd have to check my contracts. As far as I understand, yes, I could get as an example, a Hollywood agent putting me forward for jobs in the USA. But any jobs over here would be done directly through my New Zealand agent. Yeah.
Okay, so that's something to actually strive for if you want to move on, not move on from
Yeah.
your agent here, but move on up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's oh God, silence for me. It's not you, it's me. Maybe I should have got a question this, but I don't do that thing. I do it off the cuff. That's me. I'm just a bowl of mess. Hello. Anyway, Alex, it's been fun. I might cut it off here. It's strange to cut it off here. Maybe you can call this, everybody who's probably watching and probably not. I don't mind. it's a science experiment, as Doc Brown would have said. Or did say. Okay, Alex. Thank you very much, my friend. Until next time, I see you probably in the leavings here in Wellington. Thanks you very much. And wave goodbye to Alex. Wave. Right. Okay. There he is. Okay. Oh, he's up. Thank you very much. You could actually just say that was a hello, Roland. Roland's watching. Hello, Roland Flores. Yeah, thank you for joining me, Roland. That's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic, Roland. I brilliant. Yes. Okay. That's my it's my first actor interview. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to sign off here, and I will hopefully be with you in the next actor interview, which will be a month from now, because I'm changing the way I do things. As to my, I'm going to say this now. Until I go and go. I'm changing things. I know I've only been doing this for probably a week and a half, but my stress levels are high because my editing skills ain't that good, and I'm having a bloody hard time getting anything done. And my stress levels and my depression are getting so high, so I need to actually change things. So I'm changing the way I do things and create things on my channel. So be on the lookout for an update video. Okay, so thank you very much. I am out of here. Thank you, Roland Flores, for checking me out, and I'll see you on the next time. Next time. So stay safe. Take care, everyone. Bye. Thank you.